Sup, Lich Savage. Lich. Sup, Lich Savage here. And today we're going to play some Black Ops 2. And for the title of this video, if you have watched most of my videos, or almost all, you know my most viewed videos are my reviews, and I made this one review a while back. It was called the Razer Wildcat Xbox One controller review. It's my most viewed video right now, but I made that video right when I got the controller. So, the controller, you know, wasn't, what could I say? I didn't really use it, like, I used it a lot, but, like, I didn't have the experience with the controller where now I have a full experience on using it for almost a year now. There's also a lot of pros overall. Overall, a lot of pros and cons about this controller. So, obviously, I'm gonna start with the pros, because, you know, the pros overall. Let's start with the pros. So, pros. Wait. I need to take a small break to mute everyone. Okay, so, the pros are, this controller is $150. If you go to Walmart, I'm pretty sure they still have discounts on them. But I'm pretty sure if you go at Walmart, there's some for $150 and some for $100. I forget why that is the reason. I forgot to put my SD glasses on. But, so, $100 for a amazing controller overall. I think it does its work fine. You know, you could go with, so many different companies of, like, Scuff, Hinch Gaming, Razer, obviously, and then you got, the Elite controller, and you got different, controllers like that. So, overall, a good price for what you're buying. But, let's look at, the other stuff with the pros. It comes with, I don't know what you call them. You put them more with thumbsticks. I know control freaks are really big on this. Like, if I would buy any, like, just alone, I would probably go with control freaks. You put more with thumbsticks and they improve your accuracy, which I agree completely with that. They do improve your accuracy pretty well, I'd probably say. Like, if I took them off, it'd be a completely different controller, because I'm not used to, not having them on. They definitely do increase the accuracy. So, another, pro is the paddles on the back. Not paddle. Alright, so, another pro is it has two paddles. But that also is somewhat of a con. I'll talk about that later. But oh no, there are four. But there's two on the bottom and two on top. I'll explain that later in the video. So the triggers where you know, LT left trigger, RT right trigger, you know, overall so they have trigger stops, then they have no trigger stops, so you can just put like a regular controller, or you have it where right when you press down, like I'm barely touching it, it instantly has a reaction time of me clicking it, and I'm barely clicking it. So I use that because it legit gives you a fast reaction time, and a lot faster than other controllers out there. Another another pro is it comes with their own controller grip, which is overall great because I could easily see you can go Scuff and spend a decent amount of money on just a grip for your controller. So, and then on top of that, you know, you have an AOX input for your microphone, which is good for Xbox One. And then you have where you can increase the volume of your mic through the controller, because there's 4 buttons on the very bottom, which are not paddles, but they're buttons for your mic and remap your controller. So that's another amazing pro about this controller, that you can remap the controller and you don't have to pay extra for that. Because I know Scuff, you have to pay a decent amount to remap the controller. And for this controller, it's just an add-on. It's a pro. So another one is you can mute your mic, unmute your mic, which I personally don't use that because, you know, I have Astro A40 TR's Tournament Ready Edition. So that plugs into the actual Xbox. So, but this does have a good pro and con, because if you want to mute your mic instantly, it's really easy to do that. The next pro is there's actually three profiles you have for your controller. So when I say profiles, I mean, so technically profile 0 is the default controller. You did not remap anything. Then you have profile 1, which is you remap the controller on profile 1 to make it what you want it. Like you can have like LB to be A and blah blah blah, paddle 1 B, and so forth. So and then you have another setting for that. So you have 2 different remappable settings, and then you have one default setting just in case you want to go like how it just was out of the box. Okay, so, and then also I think a small bonus is you're probably not going to break this controller thumbstick wise, because it's actually made of metal in between the thumbstick and the controller itself. So that's a small bonus, just because it's harder to break, even though I think it's overall hard to break a controller. But just in case you do, I think it's a small bonus for people that accidentally break their thumbsticks or something like that. Okay, and then another pro overall is it's wired. So this may be also a con. So it's a pro and con. The pros of having a wired controller is technically you have a faster reaction time than you usually do. And then you have the flaw or con of it's wired, so you have to be in a certain length, which I forget what the length is for the controller itself. I'm pretty sure, I want to say it's like 5 feet. I can't even think of what the inches on the wire controller is, but you can be pretty far away. I have to admit that, because mine is pretty far away right now, and you know, it's pretty long, I got to admit. Now with the wire itself, it is what's the term for it? I maybe would say braided, so it's really hard to rip it. Like, there's no way you're going to accidentally cut it unless you actually try to cut it. So that's another pro with having the wire, is you're probably not going to cut it unless you really try. And if you try, then why are you buying a controller then? If you're gonna try to break it. Alright, so now to the cons. Again, the con of you know, the wire, kind of a small flaw, but you know, also a big pro. The second con is, alright, so if you go with any other company, obviously other companies have different ways of doing their paddles. So you know, you got the 4 on the top of my head right now, no, 3, other than Razer. You got Kinch Gaming, which are actual like buttons, like circled buttons, which personally I think is probably one of the worst ones. Then you got the Xbox Elite controller, which is what would I say? They go out to the side, left and right, and there's 4, and you also can take them off, which is easy. Then you have Scuff that have 4 that are aiming downward, which are also able to be taken out if you want, and you know. And then you have what would be the third one? It was on tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now, but the Razer Wildcat Xbox One controller, they have 2 on the back, which you can take off, and then you have actual 2 on top where the right RT and RB, and then there's but oh my god, a paddle, and not a paddle, but like somewhat of like a button, like in the middle. You can probably see it in like the thumbnail, but there you have that, and then you have like the LT, LB, and then to the right of that you have another button, which you can program. Which I have it by the default. I have it as LB and RB. So like I legit don't use LB and RB. I have the top of my fingers hitting the buttons or like hovering over them, and then I have like the back of my fingers pressing down the triggers, which are really easy to use because of the fact that, again, the pro of having trigger stops. So another con is, which this wasn't a con in the original video. The original video, the major pro was, oh my god, it's free for the controller grip and all of that. And if it's free, then wow, that's a major bonus. And if that's a bonus, then wow, I mean, there's no con. But over the course of having almost a year of having this, or maybe more, I forget when I got this exactly, but they actually peel off, like the sticky part that stays on is going to stay on, so like it's on, and then like in between like the actual like grip itself and then the sticky part, that peels off over time from your hand being on the controller, which you would think like, oh, just try to put it back on. No, it's actually very hard to keep it on. Like the right side, I took off the grip completely and passioned it with a remover of stickiness, and it took a while for me to actually get cleaned up again for use. But like my right side of the controller, have it completely off, and the left it's on, but like it's peeling off. I can see right now by a lot, so that is a major con. Personally, if I would ever get it again, which I probably won't, but let's say I did, I probably wouldn't put the grip on at all. But sorry about that. But also, you have to think like it's also a really good pro of having it on, so it's really up to you if you would get it. Okay. Next con. That's probably it. You know, I didn't really think any other cons. Oh, another con is, I don't know if it's just me, but it randomly disconnects like once a month. Like I don't know I don't know if it's like the controller or like it's something else, but like I'd have to unplug it and plug it back in. Okay, servers are unavailable. That's weird. Oh, sorry about that. But I don't know, it just randomly disconnects. It barely happens, but I don't know if that's just my controller from not, I don't know. But it's really the only other flaw. Now, good or bad, price-wise, and like what you're getting for your price, amazing. Like, I would probably say this is probably the best controller for its price. The servers aren't working, so hopefully I can finish up this video real quick. Is it bad? In some ways, it is bad. Should you buy it? That's really gonna be up to you. Like, if you want to spend the extra amount of money to, what would you say? The extra amount of money to get like a scuff and like fully modded scuff for at least $200 to almost $300, then go for it. But if you're looking for something cheaper, 100 to 150 depending on where you get it, I'd probably go with the Razer Wildcat if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to a Scuff, because I personally had a Scuff for 360 and I really loved it, but then I switched over to Razer and definitely see a lot of pros and cons about both of them. So it's up to you. You can rewatch the video of seeing all the pros and cons, but this is the updated version. So like this is me using this for like a whole entire year. So again, the major con is the grip. Oh, I would add in one more thing. They don't I think they have directions on how to put the grip on, but like I barely could put it on myself. I had to get my parent to do it for me because like I didn't want to mess it up and then like I didn't have it like right the first time using it. So it definitely takes time to learn. I did search up some videos of how to do it. But that's really it for this video. Hopefully you guys know if you want to buy it or not. And I'd like to say like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below if you want to see any different reviews. And peace.